Hey guys, alright, so I kind of left that Abby and Libby here, their spread. Let me start off by saying I personally am not accusing anybody of anything. I am reading cards. Does not mean that the cards are correct. Does not mean they're incorrect. Does not mean everything that they say is correct or incorrect. But since I have pulled for Abby and Libby over the years, I have, in my gut, had a feeling since this began, since this happened in the beginning, and then when I started actual card reading, I have pulled for Abby and Libby for years. And I've tried to examine plenty of different ways and suspects, etc. It all, to me, for me, what it's saying to me, comes back to the same thing. And this, again, does not make me correct. It just is what my gut feeling, my intuition, and my cards together are telling me. So, on that note, when I asked them who actually murdered them, so I've got the Magician. After going back, rewatching, and picking up some things, there's two things. The emoji in the background. This person was probably very magnetic. That's those. The fact that he's holding up a number 2. So he's got the skill, the confidence, the skill, self-confidence, the power, and the tools to make whatever happen. And there's this couch. It's pretty interesting. Alright, and like I said, they got the 7 of Swords twice. So here it's opposition. The other thing that came out, cards are here. Let me actually see which one it is. One of them talked about bigotry and xenophobia. So I don't know if one of the girls were potentially dating somebody from a whole different country, different race, different culture, different nationality, however you want to put that. And somebody was against that. The swastika in the back, kind of alluding to how this person felt about interracial dating. Okay, which one was it? The hooded one, so it is him. So, this one right here speaks of xenophobia and bigotry, intolerance, or having ignorance about what's really going on with someone hated. So, to have that twice, I don't know if 2 people, or, I mean, this is the Magician, it could be a Gemini. maybe both sides hated the fact that somebody could have possibly been dating or frolicking with somebody from a different culture. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. So with these cards, we get opposition, dishonesty, cunning, trickery, thievery. So maybe the magician in a deceptive way tricked the girls. Then we have the Ace of Wands, which speaks of enthusiasm, new energy, productivity, and power, and the phallic symbol. Then I have the King of Pentacles, which I've already gotten in the last reading. So he's here twice. Excuse me. This is, excuse me, the Knight of Pentacles that somebody asked me to hold up. It's basically a man bent over and he has this tool, but the trees more so spoke to me in this card, like they seen something tragic. Alright, so I'm going to put that there for now. Now, hold on one sec. Okay, so I know I've seen a lot of readings. Like I said, I've pulled a bunch of times. All readers should have different opinions. We're all different people. We're not all going to see the same thing. Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes our skills, gifts, and abilities allow us access in different ways. In saying that, like I've said, I've seen the same thing since the beginning until now, so that's years. These two cards coming out when I did their original reading, and then me switching them in the midst of that reading, like it was it was a mistake, but I think it was a blessing in disguise also. I think it was meant to happen. So, actually, that's not how they were. I think they were like this. Let me do this. So you guys know these two came out for Libby and Abby. If you've seen the first reading. Or the second. I can't recall which one I pulled these out in. So what came out on the index cards doesn't mean it's true. It just was me reducing to the common denominator. And this is what the cards said to me. This is not me saying this. So the three people that ended up left doesn't mean they have something to do with it. Maybe they know somebody that has something to do with it. Maybe somebody they're connected to has something to do with it unbeknownst to them. Or maybe they do have something to do with it. At this point in 2020, I do not trust anybody. I don't trust anybody's mother. I don't trust anybody's father. I don't trust anybody's anything. People, a vast majority of people operate in different ways. I do not trust a vast majority of people. So I'm not blaming anybody. This is what the card said, but this has also been my gut feeling. So what came out was Abby's mother, which I believe symbolizes this. Libby's grandfather, which I believe symbolizes this. and David McCain. Not saying he's the bridge guy. That was me saying I was trying to go through the people that they encountered as they walked along to the bridge. So, what that means, I don't know. I have too many cards out to try to even get an answer. Let me just pull a fortune card and then we'll end it there and we'll go into another part another time, because this is very hard. Again, not saying it's so, but that's what. And I always felt that maybe something could have happened at Libby's house that night, or Abby and Libby saw something. Maybe two people mingling that shouldn't have been. Maybe that's where the pregnancy came in. These are all just maybes. I have no idea. Only God knows. Alright, for the grandfather. Poison apple, toxic friendships. For Abby's mother. Cake and marriage. For David McCain. Clouds, unresolved conflict. Do I have the most of here? I'll go here. Let me get one card each. And I'm wrapping it up. Most of my cards are out in other readings. I don't know if maybe somebody was involved. Alright. Grandfather. Abby's mother. And David McCain. So I have the Queen of Cups. Toxic friendships, the Queen of Cups. I don't know who that is referring to. I have marriage. Seven of Wands, somebody being defiant, standing their ground.